Today, we talk about. Yo, what it do, cuz? We back. Episode two. Or I guess it's episode one, since the first episode was episode zero. With that said, fuck. This is so weird. Oh God, this is so weird. But we're just gonna go for it. Let's go. I got it. Um, I was supposed to record this days ago. To be fair, I was supposed to record this a while ago, and it just never happened because, again, with my travel schedule and just with everything else going on in my life, there's a lot of personal shit going on that I haven't really clued you guys into, but it is what it is. With that said, before I forget, one thing that's pissing me off is I can no longer see the Chrysler building. I used to be able to get a great view of the Chrysler building and the Empire State, but with this construction going on, I can't fucking see the Chrysler building anymore. With that said, I can kind of still make out the Chrysler building, so I don't know if it's like a light outage or some shit. But it is what it is. Next, I had some debates on how this was gonna go. Oh my God, I hate how fucking much I overemphasize this fucking podcast, the podcast, because there's just been so much going on, and shut the fuck up. I don't know, man. I just wish I had more. I just wish I had more confidence in myself, and B, just the fact I just fucking said that shit bothers me, man. Because I'm sitting in your shoes, looking at me right now, and one of you, if not multiple of, oh my God. One of you, if not multiple of you, heard me say that and went, ugh, you cuck. You know, it's hard to see it from a creative perspective because you would just assume, like, oh my God, he's crushing it. He must be on top of everything. It doesn't work that way. And I learned that the hard way, but I'm still trying to see it the easy way so I can, like, still relate to you guys. But what the fuck is the point? Whether it's the easy way or the hard way, I can't relate to anybody. And it fucking blows. Nazan? Yikes. Give me 1 second. We're going to flip the camera just so I can see when the footage cuts out so I can reload, you know? Lest we forget, this is a fucking amateur production as fuck. And the only reason it is because I feel like it suits me better. Because I know I can crush it. Because I know I'm the shit. Even though I consider myself a piece of shit. Irony as fuck. And secondly, this way I can actually look at the light and be like, all right, well, it got canceled out. So restart. And again, I feel like we're in the same boat as the last time. Last time I had a fuck ton of topics. This time I have even more topics. And I am not willing to entertain any of them at this very moment because I'm a fucking perfectionist and it fucking sucks. Not because I'm a perfectionist, but because my perfectionism is trash. Ooh, shit. Like when you hear a high profile photographer be like, I'm a perfectionist, you're like, I bet, bitch. Like, do you? We get it. You're the shit. For me, it's like I'm just some fucking amateur who happens to be quirky, you know? Anyway. I did want to talk about my stand-up experience, so why don't we attempt to do that? So I did take some notes, and I do have some honest thoughts on it, so let's fucking explore that, you know? Let me pull up my notes. Let me pull up my notes. Oh, goddamn. So the title of this, you know what? We're going to call the title what I titled my notes, and that is Comedy is Like YouTube. All right. So, can't wait to see a heckler dynamic live. Imagination, that perspective. I think what I meant to say was imagine that perspective. And what you have to understand is, long story short, the first time I got exposed to live comedy, other than amateur shit, was in Iowa. So I work in Iowa. I live in New York. And I know that's very complex. I've discussed it before. Please check out my Q&A playlist if you're that curious. But a lot of people aren't that curious. A lot of people are just fucking lazy. And they just want me to answer the same questions over and over and over again. And I'm starting to realize that that's just what it is. So I'd be willing to do that, but for the sake of argument, forgive me, I'm not willing to go there. Just bear with me here. I work in Iowa. I live in New York. And Iowa was the first place I got exposed to stand-up comedy. And funny enough, you know, me and Magoon Squad, we refer to ourselves as the Penguins. And funny enough, the first ever comedy club I go to is called Penguins. Now, oh, and on top of that, it's literally within walking distance of where I be at. Now, I walk in my very first experience with stand-up comedy live. I was blown away. I thought, holy shit, this is incredible. And this was coming from a place where I had always wanted to be a stand-up comic. I thought it was the most incredible, unbelievable, most miraculous job / position you could hold as a human being. To stand up in front of fucking strangers and just entertain them with a fucking microphone. Beyonce needs a fucking smoke show. Kanye, I jerk off to Kanye, and Kanye needs a fucking smoke show to impress people. Now, that's why we love Kanye and Beyonce. Holy shit, that rhymed. Hey, yo. They need the smoke show. I think that's the problem. They need the smoke. Give me the loot. They need the smoke show to impress people, for lack of a better eloquence. But A, good for them because they're fucking crushing it, right? But B, in my head and in pure comedians' heads, we think we're better. You know what? That sounded so awful. I have no right throwing myself in with the rest of real comedians. I'm not there yet. I want to get there, but I'm just not there yet, you know? But what I'm trying to say is the beauty of a comedian is their ability to literally just stand by themselves, man or woman, transvestite or cis cuck. Just stand in front of a microphone and just fucking talk into it and create entertainment from that. There's no special effects. There's no fucking special lighting. There's no nothing. There's pure meritocracy. You show up and you gotta make us lol. Like, that's it. And that was the greatest thing I always respected about stand-up comedy. Now, it's been tough for me to keep up with stand-up comedy for a minute because A, I'm new to it, I'm fresh, I'm scared as fuck. I'm demoralized watching professionals do it and being like, holy shit, man, like, I can never do that anytime soon, you know? But if you want it bad enough, you go for it, right? So, like I said, it is what it is. Now, the other factor here is I don't know that I ever would have had the courage to do stand up comedy for two reasons. First reason being, if it wasn't for YouTube, I really have to thank YouTube, man. You guys have been incredible with allowing me to be myself, explore myself, and just fucking get out there. And you guys keep coming back for fucking more. And for some of you listening, in your head, you're thinking, what the fuck is the big deal? Like, what are you talking about, bro? And let me attempt to explain to you. When you come from a cynical friend background, when you go to a tech school, when you go to school with doctors, and that's your friend group, how the fuck do you expect them to relate to you on a creative level? None of them are doing that shit. At least none of my friends. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because, to be honest with you, man, do you see this fucking view, bro? Like, open mic comics don't get this view. I get this view because I'm a doctor. I get this view because I earned it. I get this view because I put myself in this position. And I'm happy about that. But it's like, looking at this view isn't the ultimate happiness for me. Like, this view is simply just inspiration for me to keep going. There's so much to do in this world. There's so many amazing human beings I want to meet. You know, people that are better than me. I shouldn't say better than me, because my whole motto in life is no one is better than you, and you are not better than other people. But when I say people are better than me, I just mean in specific fields, like in terms of comedy, in terms of lols, in terms of Mossad, you know, all that kind of ish. Now, I think this is just going to be one big episode about my comedy experience, and there's going to be more to say about this because there's no way to break this down into like one simple segment. You know, like this is a very complex topic, at least for me. Like, dude, fucking comedy seemed like such an untouchable thing, and now I'm meeting all these comics, let alone doing it myself, let alone trying it, let alone like seeing other people progress or seeing other people at different stages, different tiers. And it's a mind-blowing thing. It is a mind fucking blown thing. Excuse me. And I did take some notes that I do want to share with you guys. I said, can't wait to see a heckler dynamic live. Imagine that perspective. And I wrote all these notes down the very first time I stepped foot in a comedy club for the first fucking time. I was fucking blown away, man. It was an open mic night. Of course, it's right around the corner from my hotel. I'm on a date. And the timing is fucking perfect. Free open mic. I've always wanted to go to a comedy club. Here's the opportunity just presenting itself. I show up, and I'm gonna get carried away in a second, so I'm gonna pause this video and restart it just in case I like go off on a tangent and forget that this shit is recording, and then it's gonna stop recording on its own, and I'm gonna not look up because I'm like so enthused, and that's not gonna be a good look because I will forget my place. So I apologize, but I really don't give a fuck. I'm not getting paid for this shit. Fuck you guys. Give me a second.